All right, today we're doing something a little different. Think of it like an archaeological dig. We've got this raw, provocative, and really puzzling song. And our mission, it's not to judge it. Nope, we're here to excavate, to dig into the layers of meaning hidden inside these incredibly powerful and confrontational words.
So it kicks off with a title that's not a suggestion, it's a command. Jadilah Jalang. Now, in English, that means become a whore, or maybe a bit more broadly, become wild. I mean, wow, what a shocking, confrontational way to start things off.
And believe me, the opening lines don't pull any punches either. We're talking damn, filth, asshole cops. This is just pure unfiltered rage. But here's what's so interesting. The anger feels like it's aimed everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Which makes you wonder, right? Who is the real target here? Okay, so that brings us to our first section, a provocative puzzle. So the song starts listing these places, and at first they're kind of what you'd expect, right? The corner, the brothel, the forest, the bar. But then, bam, it just drops in the mosque and the coffee shop. And suddenly you have the sacred and the everyday sitting right next to the profane on the exact same level. And that contrast, that's the first big reveal of the song. By putting the mosque right next to the brothel, the lyricist is basically screaming that this filth they're talking about, it isn't just in the dark corners of the world. No, it's everywhere. It's a shot at this universal hypocrisy that, in their view, taints every single part of life. All right, let's move on. Section 2, anger without borders. Okay, get ready, because this next line is grim. And you can read it in two equally dark ways. The first way, pure cynicism. It's like, if you're living a cowardly life, what's even the point? You need to die. But the other reading is this really bitter admission that even the biggest coward still clings to life, they still refuse death. Either way you slice it, it's coming from a place of deep despair. And this line, this is a huge shift. The anger isn't pointed outwards anymore, not at society or asshole cops. It turns inward. This is now about an internal struggle. It's a showdown with cowardice, with despair, and yeah, ultimately with fate itself. Which brings us to what might be the ultimate declaration of rebellion in the whole song. Dead, I refuse to die. I mean, think about that. This isn't just about breaking social rules anymore. This is a fight against the laws of nature. It's his powerful metaphorical refusal to be silenced, to be erased, to let the world kill your spirit. Okay, on to section 3, whore or way. So, here's where things get really interesting. The written title is Jlang, which we know means whore or wild. But when you actually listen to the song, the word that's sung sounds a lot like jalan, which means something totally different, way or path. So what gives? Is that a mistake, or is it intentional genius? Let's just break this down for a second, because these two meanings are worlds apart. If it's Jlang, then it's a destructive call to arms, right? It's saying, hey, if society calls you dirty, then fine. Embrace it. Wear that slur like a badge of honor and turn it into a weapon. But if the word is Jalan, the meaning does a complete 180. It becomes constructive. It's not about destroying things. It's about creating something. Become the way is an instruction to invent a solution, to carve out a new path from all this mess. So, what if it's both? And this, right here, is the manifesto at the absolute heart of the song. To become the Jalanu, the new way, you first have to find the courage to be Jalang, to be wild enough to break all the old rules. You see, creation requires a little destruction.
Let's dive into section 4, the paradox of rebellion.
Okay, so check out this next line about freedom. It's beautiful, but it's also kind of painful. We are free in the palm of the hand, in the sky, that's all. It feels empowering and completely limiting at the exact same time. So what kind of freedom are we really talking about here? Well, the first part, in the palm of the hand, that suggests a freedom that's real. It's tangible. You know, it's something you can actually hold, something you have direct control over. It's personal. It's yours. But then you get the second part, in the sky, and it immediately flips that idea on its head. The sky, that represents a freedom that's infinite, abstract, and totally impossibly out of reach. So the message is, yeah, our freedom is real, but it's also kind of pathetically small compared to the vastness of the universe. And then that final phrase, that's all, just hammers home how limited this freedom really is. Moving on to section 5, which continues this idea, the paradox of rebellion.
Okay, so here's the final puzzle. The song says, "This isn't over until I eliminate all the najas, all the filth." But hold on a second. Didn't we just figure out that the whole strategy is to become Jlang? To embrace a label that society thinks is filthy? So, what's really going on here? It seems like a total contradiction.
Well, the answer is that the filth the song wants to get rid of isn't a place, like a bar or a brothel. Remember, that disgust was found in the mosque too. The real filth, the true najas, is something internal. It's that cowardly life we talked about earlier. It's hypocrisy, it's passivity, it's fear.
And that brings us to the most powerful, final paradox of this whole rebellion. To become pure by your own standards, to get rid of that cowardice and passivity inside yourself, you have to be willing to get your hands dirty. You have to be willing to let a world you've already rejected see you as filthy.
And that leads us to our final section. Number 6, an invitation to build.
So you see how the song just completely transforms right in front of us. It starts as this chaotic, random rage, but that evolves into a sharp, universal critique. The anger at society deepens into this profound, existential defiance. And that provocative slur, Jlang, gets masterfully twisted into a constructive strategy, Jalan. In the end, this isn't a song that gives you easy answers. Not at all. It's a song that throws down a challenge.
And so we're going to end by turning that challenge over to you. Because what this song shows us is that the spark of rebellion can ignite anywhere, in the most profane places and in the most sacred ones. So the question I want to leave you with is this. In which corner of your own world, in your own personal bar or your own mosque, do you need to become a new path for yourself by whatever means necessary?